smile, smile. And when I'm around you, things kinda
Lapitec is a sintered stone, a stone material developed using exclusive technology. Made from a special blend of selected natural minerals. Through a process of compaction generated by vibrocompression in a vacuum, the mineral particles are perfectly packed together without the use of resin binders to form large slabs of different thicknesses in a wide range of colors. Through a very high temperature firing cycle, the sintering process consolidates the compacted slabs, imparting the exceptional properties of strength that are the trademark of Lapitec. Lapitec surfaces are not decorated or glazed. Just like natural stone, the slabs are calibrated to the required thickness and then polished, satin finished, bush hammered, sandblasted. Lapitec can also be fully machined, carved, drilled and cut to create any shapes and sizes, while maintaining the appearance and properties through its full body. Unique technology that affords the perfect synthesis of beauty, versatility and durability. Lapitec is sintered stone.
Won't you be my, won't you be my, won't you be my Valentine? Because I adore you, I'd give anything for you. You make me smile, smile, smile. And when I'm around you, things kinda get hazy. Because I am crazy, crazy for you. I cannot describe it except that I'm in love. Yeah, I'm feeling feelings, feelings for you. And now I shout to the world my love for you, the irresistible love that I'm falling into. Life is wonderful cause you shine through. There's no one that makes me feel like you do. Won't you be my, won't you be my, won't you be my Valentine? Because I adore you, I'd give anything for you. You make me smile, smile, smile. And when I'm around you, things kinda get hazy. Because I am crazy, crazy for you. I cannot describe it except that I'm in love. Yeah, I'm feeling feelings, feelings for you. And now I shout to the world my love for you, the irresistible love that I'm falling into. Life is wonderful cause you shine through. There's no one that makes me feel like you do. So won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be my sweet Valentine? Oh, and I will stay true, I will stay true, I will stay true, true to you. From the day that I met you, I couldn't forget you. You're stuck in my mind, mind, mind. Every time that you laugh, every time that you smile, my heart it melts. I could stay here a while, and it's pure satisfaction, the kind of attraction, chemical reaction I have in my heart. And now I shout to the world my love for you, the irresistible love that I'm falling into. So won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be mine, sweet Valentine?
is a sintered stone, a stone material developed using exclusive technology. Made from a special blend of selected natural minerals. Through a process of compaction generated by vibrocompression in a vacuum, the mineral particles are perfectly packed together without the use of resin binders to form large slabs of different thicknesses in a wide range of colors. Through a very high temperature firing cycle, the sintering process consolidates the compacted slabs, imparting the exceptional properties of strength that are the trademark of Lapitec. Lapitec surfaces are not decorated or glazed. Just like natural stone, the slabs are calibrated to the required thickness and then polished, satin finished, bush hammered, sandblasted. Lapitec can also be fully machined, carved, drilled and cut to create any shapes and sizes, while maintaining the appearance and properties through its full body. Unique technology that affords the perfect synthesis of beauty, versatility and durability. Lapitec is sintered stone.
Won't you be my, won't you be my, won't you be my Valentine? Because I adore you, I'd give anything for you. You make me smile, smile, smile. And when I'm around you, things kinda get hazy. Because I am crazy, crazy for you. I cannot describe it except that I'm in love. Yeah, I'm feeling feelings, feelings for you. And now I shout to the world my love for you, the irresistible love that I'm falling into. Life is wonderful cause you shine through. There's no one that makes me feel like you do. So won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be my sweet Valentine? Oh, and I will stay true, I will stay true, I will stay true, true to you. From the day that I met you, I couldn't forget you. You're stuck in my mind, mind, mind. Every time that you laugh, every time that you smile, my heart it melts. I could stay here a while, and it's pure satisfaction, the kind of attraction, chemical reaction I have in my heart. And now I shout to the world my love for you, the irresistible love that I'm falling into. So won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be my sweet Valentine?
Lapitec is a sintered stone, a stone material developed using exclusive technology. Made from a special blend of selected natural minerals. Through a process of compaction generated by vibrocompression in a vacuum, the mineral particles are perfectly packed together without the use of resin binders to form large slabs of different thicknesses in a wide range of colors. Through a very high temperature firing cycle, the sintering process consolidates the compacted slabs, imparting the exceptional properties of strength that are the trademark of Lapitec. Lapitec surfaces are not decorated or glazed. Just like natural stone, the slabs are calibrated to the required thickness and then polished, satin finished, bush hammered, sandblasted. Lapitec can also be fully machined, carved, drilled and cut to create any shapes and sizes, while maintaining the appearance and properties through its full body. Unique technology that affords the perfect synthesis of beauty, versatility and durability. Lapitec is sintered stone.
Won't you be my, won't you be my, won't you be my Valentine? Because I adore you, I'd give anything for you. You make me smile, smile, smile. And when I'm around you, things kinda get hazy. Because I am crazy, crazy for you. I cannot describe it except that I'm in love. Yeah, I'm feeling feelings, feelings for you. And now I shout to the world my love for you, the irresistible love that I'm falling into. Life is wonderful cause you shine through. There's no one that makes me feel like you do. So won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be my sweet Valentine? Oh, and I will stay true, I will stay true, I will stay true, true to you. From the day that I met you, I couldn't forget you. You're stuck in my mind, mind, mind. Every time that you laugh, every time that you smile, my heart it melts. I could stay here a while, and it's pure satisfaction, the kind of attraction, chemical reaction I have in my heart. And now I shout to the world my love for you, the irresistible love that I'm falling into. So won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be mine, sweet Valentine?
Lapitec is a sintered stone, a stone material developed using exclusive technology. Made from a special blend of selected natural minerals. Through a process of compaction generated by vibrocompression in a vacuum, the mineral particles are perfectly packed together without the use of resin binders to form large slabs of different thicknesses in a wide range of colors. Through a very high temperature firing cycle, the sintering process consolidates the compacted slabs, imparting the exceptional properties of strength that are the trademark of Lapitec. Lapitec surfaces are not decorated or glazed. Just like natural stone, the slabs are calibrated to the required thickness and then polished, satin finished, bush hammered, sandblasted. Lapitec can also be fully machined, carved, drilled and cut to create any shapes and sizes, while maintaining the appearance and properties through its full body. Unique technology that affords the perfect synthesis of beauty, versatility and durability. Lapitec is sintered stone.
Won't you be my, won't you be my, won't you be my Valentine? Because I adore you, I'd give anything for you. You make me smile, smile, smile. And when I'm around you, things kinda get hazy. Because I am crazy, crazy for you. I cannot describe it except that I'm in love. Yeah, I'm feeling feelings, feelings for you. And now I'll shout to the world my love for you, the irresistible love that I'm falling into. Life is wonderful cause you shine through. There's no one that makes me feel like you do. So won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be my sweet Valentine? Oh, and I will stay true, I will stay true, I will stay true, true to you. From the day that I met you, I couldn't forget you. You're stuck in my mind, mind, mind. Every time that you laugh, every time that you smile, my heart it melts. I could stay here a while, and it's pure satisfaction, the kind of attraction, chemical reaction I have in my heart. And now I shout to the world my love for you, the irresistible love that I'm falling into. So won't you be mine, won't you be mine, won't you be my sweet Valentine?
ini. My name is Alex, and on behalf of the VAG committee and the entire management and employees of Galleri Group, I would like to express my gratitude to everyone who took the time to attend this event. Baik, langsung saja saya ingin menyapa rekan-rekan yang sudah datang bergabung dengan kita di sini. It's coming from all over Indonesia. It's total coming from 13 province and 22 cities. Ada yang bergabung dari Aceh, wah luar biasa ini. Yang dari Aceh, teman-teman dari Aceh, ini ujung Indonesia, Sumatera Selatan, Banten, juga ada dari DKI Jakarta. Kalau Anda menyaksikan live ini dari YouTube, Anda bisa menyaksikan jumlah perusahaan yang dari arsitek maupun interior yang bergabung dengan kita saat ini. Ada yang dari Jawa Barat, Jawa Tengah, Yogyakarta, Jawa Timur, Bali, Kalimantan Barat, Kalimantan Timur, Sulawesi Selatan, hingga Papua. Luar biasa. Kita berikan aplaus untuk Anda semua. And first, I give a warm welcome to our fellow architect from the greatest distance, like Aceh, South Sumatra, Banten, DKI Jakarta, West Java, Central Java, Yogyakarta, East Java, Bali, West Kalimantan, East Kalimantan, South Sulawesi, dan Papua. Update peserta untuk hari ini sudah terdata di database kami, sudah 148 orang dari 90 perusahaan, dari 13 provinsi dan 22 kota. Dan kita juga kedatangan peserta yang istimewa, yaitu adik-adik mahasiswa dari universitas ternama di Jawa Timur. Saya ucapkan selamat datang adik-adik mahasiswa dari ITS, Institut Teknologi 10 November Surabaya, dan Universitas Kristen Petra jurusan Desain Interior. Tepuk tangan untuk Anda semua, luar biasa adik-adik mahasiswa yang bergabung. Sekali lagi saya ucapkan terima kasih seluruh manajemen Group dan Lapitec mengucapkan selamat datang dalam virtual architect gathering ketiga dengan topik Reveal the Real Sintered Stone bersama Lapitec. Tepuk tangan untuk Anda semua. Once more, thank you for attending. The Galleri Group and Lapitec would like to extend a warm welcome to you at the third virtual architect gathering with the theme of Reveal the Real Sintered Stone with Lapitec. Saya ingin informasikan rangkaian acara kita sore hari ini. Kita akan dengarkan nanti ada sambutan dari Presiden Direktur Galleri Group, Bapak Peter Cio, dan kita akan perkenalkan brand ambassador Lapitec untuk Indonesia. Kemudian kita akan dengarkan presentasi dari tim Lapitec Italia, dan kemudian ada sesi tanya jawab, dan ada juga pembagian merchandise untuk Anda yang bertanya pada sesi kali ini, dan kita akan tutup. I would like to notify you our schedule of activities this afternoon. So we have first one, we have message from Mr. Peter Cio, President Director of the Galleri Group. Second one, we have introducing the brand ambassador of Lapitec Indonesia. The third is we have Lapitec presentation. Fourth is question and answer. And fifth, announcement the winner of our merchandise. And setelah itu kita akan tutup eventnya. Dan perlu kami informasikan kepada Anda semua bahwa pertanyaan kami buka sejak awal acara. Jadi sejak awal acara ini berlangsung, silakan kalau ada presentasi atau pertanyaan yang ini ingin Anda sampaikan, silakan sampaikan melalui kolom chat Zoom yang ada di hadapan Anda ataupun YouTube. Dan bagi Anda yang juga bisa mengirimkan pertanyaan melalui WhatsApp dari admin kami di 0811 3000 755. 0811 3000 755. Dan bagi Anda yang memberikan pertanyaan sepanjang acara ini, kami menyiapkan merchandise yang sangat unik, yaitu multifunction stand holder terbuat dari marble. Ini bentuknya sangat menarik sekali ya. Ini bisa multifungsi, bisa ditaruh untuk handphone, ya, bisa ditaruh secara vertikal ataupun horizontal. Bahkan kalau Anda punya tablet, Anda bisa taruh tablet di sini ya. Ini special made for this event ya. Oke, dan kita juga ada merchandise lain yaitu flash drive ya bagi Anda yang bertanya pada kesempatan kali ini. Baik, Bapak Ibu sekalian, tidak perlu berlama-lama, langsung saja kita dengarkan sambutan dari Presidir Galleri Group, Bapak Peter Cio. Without further ado, let us now listen to message from Mr. Peter Cio as a President Director of Galleri Group. Pada Bapak kami persilakan, Pak.
Terima kasih Pak Alex. Selamat sore Bapak Ibu, rekan-rekan arsitek, desain, dan adik-adik dari perguruan tinggi ITS dan Petra. karena ini kita anggap internasional, mungkin saya akan pakai bahasa Inggris sebagai pengantar. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to Mr. Stefano Cristoforetti from Lapitec, Italia. Okay, we have gone through a really testing time with the pandemic, and we hope today we can open up and start the real full-time activity of this building-related business. And I'm glad that so many participants join this event from the westernmost Indonesia of Aceh province, special area actually, it's not province, and all the way to Papua in the east. So we cover the whole country, and hopefully will bring up the excitement like before the pandemic about how to build, how to live, and how to do normal business in this difficult time that we just gone by, and we still have to face another difficult time in Europe with all the war, not so sure when is it going to stop. Okay, but we have to be positive, we have to keep going, and we have to review, retract, and follow the next development. I hope Stefano will update us on what is going on lately with Lapitec and cover all the ground on the Lapitec from basic all the way to the latest technology and latest technique, installation, maintenance, or whatever that Lapitec is developing in the last 3 years, because we haven't done so. And the next event, hopefully we can do face-to-face. But usually face-to-face will be a little bit more focused in certain area, like around Jakarta, around Surabaya or Singapore. We are in Singapore also to open up the international market. We also are very aggressive introducing Lapitec around Southeast Asia from Singapore. And we also export Lapitec throughout the world, from Australia to USA, in the form of finished product like tabletops or certain objects. Okay, jadi so I think we should pass the. Oh, before I forgot, let me introduce RD as the ambassador of Lapitec for the whole country, for Indonesia. He's a young, promising man, and he's very ambitious. He's very knowledgeable about Lapitec. I've been working with him over the past 3 months to upgrade and make him understand about the product, and hopefully down the road he can learn more from Lapitec Italia also, and he will travel the whole country to pass the message about what is Lapitec and how Lapitec will improve the building in application of the building, improve the usage, and minimize the maintenance. Okay, I'll pass through the control back to Pak Alex. Okay, thank you very much for attending this forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much Pak Peter for the speech. Ya, seperti Pak Peter sudah sebutkan sebelumnya bahwa beliau juga ingin memperkenalkan brand ambassador untuk Lapitec Indonesia, yang ke depan nanti tentunya akan banyak berhubungan dengan Bapak Ibu sekalian tentang produk-produk dari Lapitec. So as previously announced, Galleri Group would like to introduce Lapitec brand ambassador, Mr. Renardi Aifandi, who will extensive contact with you, ladies and gentlemen, regarding Lapitec products in the future. So langsung saja saya perkenalkan Ardi, silakan menyapa seluruh teman-teman kita dari arsitek seluruh Indonesia.
Oke, thank you Pak Alex dan terutama Pak Peter atas waktunya saya berikan. Halo semua, selamat sore, salam kenal. Perkenalkan, nama saya Renardi Caturyato Evandi atau biasa dipanggil Ardi, dan saya merupakan bagian dari Galleri Group. Greeting and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Renardi Caturiatno Evandi, or you can call me Ardi, and I'm part of Galleri Group. Especially, hello Mr. Stefano. Dan saat ini saya dipercaya sebagai brand ambassador of Lapitec di Indonesia, yang dimana tadi sudah dikatakan di awal bahwa produk dari Italia ini, wow, sangat keren, akan dikenalkan dan dikupas tuntas dalam acara virtual arsitektur gathering yang bertemakan Reveal the Sintered Stone ini. Right now, I have been appointed as a brand ambassador of Lapitec in Indonesia, which is product from Italy will be introduced and revealed in this virtual arsitektur gathering term Reveal the Sintered Stone. Nah, bagi kalian para desainer, apabila ada setelah acara ini selesai atau memiliki pertanyaan mengenai kebutuhan desainnya atau konsultasi akan kebutuhan desainnya, bisa langsung menghubungi saya di 0877 1516 4323 atau bisa scan barcode di sebelah sini. If there are any question regarding the product or if you want to consult about your design, you can call me at 0877 15164323, or you can scan this barcode in here. Thank you so much, and please enjoy the event.
Thank you so much, Ardi, for the great introducing. Terima kasih banyak, Ardi, ya, untuk perkenalannya. Jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian, teman-teman yang ingin bertanya setelah acara ini, mungkin kita akan dengarkan presentasi, tapi jika ada pertanyaan lagi seputar acara ini atau seputar Lapitec, bisa langsung menghubungi Ardi. Dan kita sudah langsung saja tiba pada puncak acara kita sore hari ini. Kita akan dengarkan presentasi dari Lapitec. Silakan, Ardi.
Ya, betul sekali, Pak Alek. Kita semua pasti sudah tidak sabar lagi. Kita akan mengupas secara mendalam apa itu Sintered Stone agar Bapak Ibu desainer sekalian memiliki informasi yang benar dan akurat. Karena bisa dibilang akhir-akhir ini banyak informasi di luar sana mengeklaim bahwa mereka membuat atau memproduksi sebuah Sintered Stone ini. This is the most exciting part of our event this afternoon because there is a lot of information claiming to be a maker of Sintered Stone recently. We will go into great detail about what Sintered Stone is or was previously known. This will provide you a true and accurate fact. Dan saya persilahkan pada pembicara kita pada hari ini, yaitu Mr. Stefano Cristoforetti, selaku Architectural Department Manager. I would welcome to Mr. Stefano Cristoforetti as Architectural Department Manager to deliver your presentation.
Thank you, Ardi. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having us, actually, with Lapitec. We are very excited to participate to this event. And without further ado, we will start with the presentation so you will understand what Lapitec is and especially what a sintered stone is. So I will share my screen so you will start seeing the presentation. You should now be able to see the beginning of the presentation. And just let me know if anything is not working properly. But I will start by telling you a couple of things about what Lapitec is, the history of the material, and then we will go through some of the technical aspects of what constitutes a sintered stone. We will go through some of the green vision of Lapitec, and then eventually we will see some application. And if we have a little bit of time, we'll go through some of the more technical workability factor of the material. So I will start with the beginning, which is where we are. So one of the most important thing about Lapitec is that it's a fully Italian material, and it's a material that has been engineered and developed in basically Venice. So we are extremely close to Venice. We're 45 minutes from there, and the technology has been developed in this incredible, amazing city that I hope you will have a chance to see all together. In terms of the history of the company, basically Lapitec started, I would probably say 70 years ago, with the realization of a company called Breton. Basically, Breton is the company that created what it is today, the agglomerated stone materials. It's an Italian company that developed a technology through crushing minerals and adding resin binders, and created what it is today known as basically agglomerated quartz. That technology from, I will say now, at least 30 years old or 40 years old, has been continuously developed and upgraded to the point that 20 years ago, the founder of Breton and Lapitec, Mr. Toncelli, basically developed a solution where you could only use minerals without any binders and create an incredibly strong and durable material. This is basically the creation of Lapitec. To give you a little bit of a background, we are talking about a company with 1,000 people working in it. I'm referring to the mother company, Breton, and you will have at least 100 people working for Lapitec specifically. Lapitec is what we call a sintered stone, but the concept behind it is an engineering marvel. We have 25 patents on the creation of this material. And this is something that we are very proud of. It's completely and fully made in Italy with Italian minerals. Talking about specifically the material, you're basically looking at agglomeration, in a way, of different natural mineral. That's the 100% total of what Lapitec is made of. We're gonna go in details about seeing specifically which minerals and how they are binded together. A very important thing about this material is that I keep saying material and I'm not saying product, because technically speaking, this is a new material. It's a new material technology. It's a new material category. What we decided to do as Lapitec when we created this material is that we said we need to understand the technical aspects and make sure that it's understood on the market and by the consumers, which made us make this particular decision, which is to go to the European Union and ask the European Union to create a new material category for our material. Technically speaking, we're looking at something completely different from a porcelain slab. We're looking at something completely different from a sintered, with binding minerals too. So we're looking at something new. To make it simple, and then we go into more details, it's a material that has the performance of a porcelain and the versatility of a natural stone. To make it even more easier to understand, we're going to check a quick video on what the material is, and then we will go into details.
Lapitec è pietra sinterizzata, un materiale lapideo realizzato con una tecnologia esclusiva. Costituito da una peculiare miscela di selezionate sabbie minerali. Per mezzo di un processo di compattazione mediante vibrocompressione sottovuoto, i granelli minerali vengono aggregati saldamente tra loro senza l'uso di resine leganti, formando grandi lastre di differenti spessori e molteplici colori. La sinterizzazione, ottenuta con un ciclo di cottura ad altissime temperature, consolida le lastre compattate, conferendo loro le eccezionali caratteristiche di resistenza proprie del Lapitec. Il Lapitec non viene decorato e smaltato in superficie. Come la pietra naturale, viene calibrato nello spessore e lucidato sulla superficie, satinato, bocciardato, sabbiato. Può anche essere lavorato in profondità, scavato, forato e tagliato in forme e misure differenti, conservando aspetto e caratteristiche in tutto lo spessore. Una tecnologia unica che genera un eccezionale e perfetto connubio di bellezza, versatilità e durabilità. Lapitec è pietra sinterizzata.
So the video was purposely in Italian, so it's actually interesting to see the differences on how this pan out. But basically, what we just saw can be divided in 4 different sections. Most important being that the material is 100% mineral, based, based on a composition that we created. This composition gets crushed into pieces and gets melted basically on the fusing process that generates an incredibly high temperature of 1600 degrees Celsius. The mix of minerals through this incredibly high temperature creates a very dense and durable composition. We call this composition biorite, which is basically a recipe of mineral stone that we create. After this, we crush the minerals into a powder, and this powder goes through a forming phase. What is this forming phase? Basically, we vibro compact under vacuum the powder that we created, and this solution creates an incredible dense and durable slab. Just a reminder is that the material at this stage is completely uncooked, so we can form slabs only through pressure, and they are already very resistant. To make sure that the characteristic of the material get to 100%, we need to sinter the material. Sintering basically means that we have to cook the material at 1200 degrees Celsius. This process makes the mineral bind together to a level that creates a zero porosity and an incredible compact slab. After we've done this process, we go to the finishing phase. Finishing phase means that we now have a slab and we can create different topical finish using completely 100% mechanical solution. So we can polish, satin, bechamel the material directly on the surface of the material. As mentioned, the material is now a fully 100% mineral composition and a true body material. So everything you see on the top level is what you see within the material. I kept talking about minerals, but let's go in details in seeing what those minerals are actually. This is the recipe. This is a very clear way to understand that 100% mineral means actual minerals composition in everything that you see. So these 8 components are what constitute majority of the mineral in Lapitec. If any one of you is interested in geology, you are mostly looking at feldspar mineral, so very strong mineral that are found in granite and some natural quartzite materials. Everything that you see here constitute the quantity for Lapitec, so crushed into powder, cooked to incredibly high temperature, and it's sintered and fuses together. You already know, because at Galleri you can see slabs of the material, but the slabs are quite large. They right now reach a size of basically 1.5 meter by 3,440 meter. There's a little bit of a difference from what you see in the slide, but we increase the sizes to make sure that majority of the slab can be used in projects. It's a big slab, but it can actually be reduced into cut to size project and panels. In terms of color, as you can see here, you have a very natural palette. If you're asking Lapitec employees, will you do extremely bright red or extremely, polished yellow? This is not possible. And this is not possible because the credo, the belief of Lapitec is to have only minerals in the composition without adding anything else, meaning no added color, no petroleum derivatives, no added silica content, and especially no resin binders. What you see is 100% mineral, hence what you see has the color of 100% minerals. This means that we are very natural in the feel and in effect and in the color, and the material gains the characteristic from this. What we can also do is that we can use the material and the minerals, the different minerals, to create patterns on the material. We can create veining on the material. These veining are going to be a through body vein solution. You will see, if you have a sample with you, that the material has veining going through the material, which means that the actual veining are simply mineral with a different tone and composition, which means that you are seeing something extremely close in the look and feel of a natural marble or a natural quartzite or granite with some vein compositions. Exactly the same instead of veining with this sort of cloudy salt and pepper effect, again, completely, fully, 100% done with minerals. It goes without saying that if the material is a true body material, we can work the surface independently of the machinery that we have. So we can go with a very bright polish, we can go with a funny satiny, we can go with something more elegant and veluto kind of effects. So we have different options that can be achieved only using the exact same machining that you will use with a natural stone like a marble or a granite. So we are basically using the exact same way that a regular fabricator will use in terms of workability. What you just seen is a video that expresses what I just said. Basically, the workability that you can have on the material and the fact that the veining in the color that have veining solution is true body, and you can see it in the entire body of the material. We're going to go quite fast in this section. It's about the technical characteristic of the material. It's extremely important, but I think it's better if at the end of this webinar, we will provide you with details and technical aspects that will be easier for you to navigate through. But I'll go through some of the most important things. Starting from the fact that the material has an incredible high strength. As I mentioned, it's a combination of pure minerals. It's a combination of extremely dense and durable mineral, which actually constitute the fact that the material has incredible hardness, similar to the one of glass, but with incredibly better impact resistance. And also the flexural strength of the material is extremely high, meaning that you can have some overhang, you can have some solution where the material is supported with different options, as you can see from this specific picture. Same goes with the scratch resistant. Being the material done with minerals that are incredibly hard, we have a hardness on the Mohs scale of 5 or 6, which basically means that you can actually cut with a regular knife on the surface of the material. It's something that can be done or not, but basically it's something that is achievable by material like Lapitec, by sintered stone, that do not have any resin binders or do not have any, I would say, soft mineral in the composition. Impact resistance is also very important, so it meets certain standards, EN standards, international standard, with different characteristics depending on the thickness of the material. As you probably already know, Lapitec comes in 12, 20, and 30 millimeters, and it's available in all the colors in these 3 different thicknesses. What's very important is the fact that it's a material very dimensional stable, which means that we can go and do extremely high level details, as you can see from the corners of these two panels, where the material will be withstanding the amount of pressure from water jet cuts or blades without having chips or problems. Another incredible thing is that the fact that we don't have any added color, the fact that we don't have any resin binders, the material is incredibly resistant to thermal shocks, which means that something very hot can be put on top of it and nothing will happen to the material. It's also very important to know that it's an inert material, meaning that it has an incredible high chemical resistant ability, and it's a material that doesn't have any problem with acids, then it doesn't have any problem with bases, it doesn't have any problem with chemical component being thrown at it. We already talked about this, but it's very important to talk about it again. It's a non-porous material, which means that it can be used indoor, outdoor, on a kitchen inside, or outdoor on a facade, and it will not have porosity. As you can see, we have levels that are 0.02% in terms of water absorption, which means that the material is so compact and is so strong that it doesn't have any porosity on it. Another very, very important characteristic of the material, especially in outdoor projects, especially in facade projects, is the fact that the material by itself has a level of A1 in classification on non-combustibility, which means that the material will not have any problem with fire and also with incredibly high temperature. We mentioned that briefly, but it's important to touch base again. Being 100% mineral, being done without any color added into it, any additional petroleum derivative color, the material is UV stable, which means that through very strong level of heat and very strong level of sun, the tone of the material will definitely not change. We have a 25 years guarantee on this. So we are pretty confident that the material, because of its mineral composition, will not turn, will not change in the shade and in the variations. Being a material that can be basically created with different finishing, all mechanically through basically fabricator shop machining, we can actually achieve incredibly high slip resistant testing to the point that we can get an R13, so incredibly good also for wet areas indoor and outdoor. We're going to go through some of the application of Lapitec. It is very important to see where the material can be used, and it's really nice to understand that the application are almost limitless. We're going to go through some of this. So building environment, living, pool and spa, yacht, kitchen and bathroom. So in terms of building, as you can see from this specific slide, the material can be used for facades. It can be glued on a facade. It can be used with a ventilated substructure and can be cut into different shapes to create a different effect, as you can see here. Specifically, we are talking about different application, either bonding with a chemical adhesion, with a secret mechanical fix, as you can see in the middle, so undercut that do not surface on the other part of the slab, and also a classical face fix with a rivet that will go through the material and will be connected directly to the substructure. Living is quite simple, but it's very interesting to see that you have a flooring here made with Lapitec. It's an incredible material for these applications because it's very resistant, and coming from a very large slab, every cut to size panel can be designed and cut and prepared to your liking. So you can even go to extremely large slabs, cut to, I don't know, 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter to have these beautiful panels on the floor. We work a lot in contract, meaning that we service different brands in their needs, in their showrooms and their kitchen and their restaurants. And as you can see here, tabletop even in a restaurant with a lot of stress on the material, is not a problem for Lapitec. This is another incredibly important application that we've done, where you can see the use of Lapitec in an outdoor flooring solution and stairs, and also within a pool. So materials such as this one with no porosity, with no chemical problems, can be used even inside a pool. Yachts are an interesting topic, not because of the yacht per se, it can be whatever type of boat, but it's important because the material doesn't have any problem with salt. So if it's in the sea, if it's in an area that gets a lot of wind with salt within it, there's no problem with the material. The material will not have any scratching or decomposition because of the content. Kitchen. Okay, kitchen is the bread and butter, I will say, of the use of Lapitec. You can use Lapitec in kitchen tops without any problem, can be cut and machined in the best way possible. And I'm sure with Galleri, you had example of this through time, and you can definitely use the material for this kind of application, which is basically very similar to what you will do with a bathroom application, which is also an incredible use of Lapitec. We will show you now some more, I will say, quirky uses of the material. So we just shown you options that basically use the material on a flat surface, on a flooring, on a kitchen, or a facade. But having a material that is true body, that can be machined and can be worked everywhere, can actually create some fun ideas, which I'm going to show you right now. First, most clear use of the material is that independently from the thickness, so your 12 millimeter, 20 or 30 millimeter, you can actually create different type of edges through a fabricator. So you can see your classical straight edge, you can do DuPont edge, bullnose edges, and bespoke edges in the way that you would prefer. Going more into details of what you can do is quite interesting to see in this slide that you can do overhangs in your kitchen to a certain level. You can do recesses on the material to create these incredible linear compositions, and you can do decorated edging and 3D details on the material. So you can see that the material can be machined and used exactly how you will use a natural stone, with characteristic of a very strong and non-porous material. Some of more complex, I would say, designs are water jet techniques that you can see, for example, in the Bottega 89 Garage Café plaque. As you can see, the writing Garage Café is basically water jet out of the material, and you can see the precision that you can reach with a material with this composition. Translucency, as you can see in the picture in the middle, is done with the white colors, as you can imagine, and the material has this incredible characteristic to be translucent in majority of the white colors. This is an example that is very interesting. As you can see, you have a 12 millimeter slab that has been worked on the surface, and then you have this beautiful edge that is basically glued on to create a more thick effect on this curvature. So again, a workability level that is unparalleled and very similar to the one of a granite. Here we have another incredible example of two slabs put one on top of the other and then worked on the edges to create this beautiful edge detail for a very large kitchen top. Other examples are the one that you can see here. We can actually round the edges, and as you can see in the second picture, the black one, the material will not have any level of color on top or in the bottom. True body material, true body color. It's extremely unique in a man-made material to see something like that with these characteristics. This is an example of how you can actually work the edges of a slab. So we are looking at a simple detail on brushing the material and creating the same identical finish that you have on the top directly on the edge of the material. It's very simple, for a good fabricator, for sure, to create this sort of effect to match the effect that you have on the top of the slab. I'm going to go a bit faster on this one, but I think you understood the workability of the material. It's quite unparalleled, as you can see from this picture that I'm showing you right now. 3D effects also available in workability level. And as you can see here, veining are going to be especially visible when you work the material on a surface in that way. Edge details like this one can be done in different ways. With water jet cutting, absolutely, but most it can be done with CN machinery and laser jet machinery too. We can go even more deep into these recesses to create this very interesting edge detail, appreciating the true body characteristic of the material. Regular cutting in different shapes can be done and achieved quite easily also. This is a decent example that will show you that the material is definitely strong and definitely resistant. As you can see, this panel has been cut out to a level that is very, very thin in the remaining part of the material, and still the slab will hold completely still, will not have any problem and cracks. Again, no porosity, incredible selection of the minerals will create this beautiful work of art that you can see here. Exactly the same, for example, on this slab where different panels have been extracted and the structure, the frame of the slab is still resistant. As you can see in this couple of pictures, there's a very, very incredible resistance of the material that even without large chunk of material is withstanding the use and even the movimentation. This is another incredible example of the use of the material. You can have an actual stair and basically create panels of Lapitec to basically cover fully the stair and create this marvelous sort of monolithic effect with different finishing too. This is where our fabricator start to go crazy, I would say, because, for example, in this case, this is an incredible showpiece that has been done by stacking and gluing different slabs one on top of the other to create this masterful and beautiful final effect. Again, Lapitec comes in 12, 20, 30 millimeters. So to create something like that, you will need to stack different pieces, but it's a testament on the workability of the material. Again, 3D designs, as you can see here on our workability station, and then you can see the final effect on this beautiful kitchen top with this wavy effect. Inlays like this one can be achieved quite easily, and as you can see, the details are incredibly strong. Same goes here with 2 levels of slabs of Lapitec mounted one on top of the other to create this beautiful boiserie effect, but with sintered stone. Inlays are definitely achievable, as you can see, with different panels put together to create this beautiful solution that has been used for flooring application. Again, you can go extremely thin in the cuts to create these marvelous showpieces that can be used even as a work of art, depending on the design that you want to create. We go briefly through what is the green vision of Lapitec, so we will have time to go and see some of the more fun solutions and projects that we've realized. So when I say green vision, I say that if we have material that is 100% natural, created fully from mineral composition that we get from quarries, it means that the material can be reinterpreted and reused multiple times too. So there's a reversible process to Lapitec. We can actually reuse the slabs, recrush them, re-put them in the production through the sintering process again, and the material will not lose its characteristic. So the powder, the raw material, can be also reused and re-put into the production. This is actually something that we already do because this is something quite new for Lapitec, but in every slab of Lapitec, you have a 15% of recycled content. So we do not waste the material. We can actually re-put it in production, and whatever is wasted for whatever reason is definitely non-toxic. So it's definitely not harmful for the environment. This is the factory, Lapitec factory, which is 45 minutes from Venice. As you can see, we have a lot of solar panels, but we also need gas to create the slabs, because the incredibly high temperature needs that characteristic. We are very proud to have different environmental product declaration like the EPD that testify that the material is 100% mineral and natural, and it's not harmful for nature. I'm going to go through really fast to this one, but every type of certification that you might need in different countries is available, and we can provide you this characteristic and this file quite easily. We already said it, it's inert, it's non-toxic. It also means that it's food safe, so it can be used without any problem, even in the food preparation stations in a restaurant or in a kitchen in a house. This is very important to Lapitec. We started this year to mix and vary a little bit the composition of Lapitec to make sure that no silica content is present in the material. This is especially interesting for fabricators, because it means that when cutting the material, there will be no silica volatility, which is a mineral that might create some problem like silicosis if inhaled in large quantities. But to make sure that we did everything right, we completely cut out any silica content in Lapitec, we are basically the first man-made material, I will say, in terms of slabs that has achieved this characteristic. The material is cradle to gate, which means that if you are actually using the material, it can be re-put in production, but it really depends on the final use of the user, if we can re-put it back in production or not. Again, the guarantee I mentioned before, it's a 25 years guarantee, which is very extensive, which is a testament to the characteristic and the strength of the material. We go to the fun part now. We go to the case studies. We're going to see some projects done with Lapitec. So at the end of the presentation, you can ask me some questions about these projects, and I will be gladly going to answer to you all. We were going to start with this one. This is called Villa Cagioia. It's very close to our factory, and it's a villa that has been fully realized with Lapitec, meaning that everything in the facade that you see is Lapitec, everything that you see in the outdoor flooring area is Lapitec, and also the interior is Lapitec. This is a beautiful shot of the entire property, and you can see that this beautiful white creamy effect highlights the characteristic of the structure. Again, you can see even the flooring outdoor done with Lapitec. You can actually see the area on the top level. And also, as you can see from this picture, the roofing is done with Lapitec with a different tone. As you can see, that beautiful black sort of veined solution. And also the outdoor area with the stairs and the flower stations that you can see. This is our headquarters, which is very interesting in terms of the way it has been realized, because we have used Lapitec for the entire facade and also for the gated area and the flooring area outdoor. As you can see here, you see large panels outdoor. They are actually vehicular, meaning that in a 20mm option with Lapitec, the material can also withstand the passing of cars or trucks without problems. So 20mm outdoor glued and set on the flooring will actually withstand the passing of cars. 12mm is the thickness that we use for every other application, even indoor flooring. These are some details to show you that even a facade can have these very, very close edges without creating any problem with the expansion of the substructure. Again, some interesting details are shown here. This is the indoor of Lapitec. You are all invited to come whenever you'll have a chance to come to Italy. This is our showroom where you can see the characteristic of the material. The writing Lapitec with our logo, it's actually done with a backlit. So you have the light shining through the slab in a 6mm undercut that was done to permit the light to permeate in a better way. This is one of the latest projects we've done. I'm sorry we don't have any professional pictures, but I think they are quite good to understand the scope of the job. This is the latest terminal in the Hong Kong airport. And as you can see, we used a color called Bianco Vittoria. It's a veined solution in polished. You can appreciate how the mirror polish is pristine. It doesn't have any bumps, because the polish is achieved by basically working the surface of the material properly. Some other pictures that you can see here to understand the scope of the project. We're talking thousands of square meters of material, and you can see how big and large these panels are. Another details of the same project, you can actually see that some of the slabs have this brass inlet within itself, which is a good way to create movement, to create something different on the material and have this beautiful effect of three-dimensionality and basically triangular shapes too. The material is also being used for this solution, as you can see. So you have within the airport different stand and tops where the material has been mounted on. This is a project we've done in Russia, and this is really interesting to see in terms of what have been done. You see the two figures that you have on the wall. This is actually Lapitec within Lapitec. So both the gray and black tones are Lapitec. How did we achieve this effect? I can actually show you right now. Basically, these are some tests that we've done. We created the negative on another slab, and then we basically put the black part within the gray part to create this seamless continuity and effect. This is a testament to the machining capability of the material, and also it's a testament to the fact that you can create incredible effect by using two different slabs put together. This is an example on how it has been done. So after the two different colors have been put together, we are basically doing exactly the same finishing and gluing cut that you will do on your regular floating application. But in this case, we're going to see just by cleaning away the excessive glue and the excessive binding, we will create a seamless continuity that is highlighted in these two pictures. So an incredibly interesting project that was done in Russia, where basically many different human figures have been created and put into the walls. Another interesting thing is that all the letters that you can see on the second pictures are also done in Lapitec. So all the excessive material that was that needed to be reused has been machined down and water jet cut to create this beautiful lettering that you can see on the wall. This is a project that we are installing right now, so I don't have actual pictures from the final project, but it's interesting to see. Basically, we are doing a facade in New Jersey in the United States of America, where we are machining the material to create these recesses and create this beautiful effect, where basically we are creating the logo of an important university in New Jersey that will be displayed directly on the facade on these panels. The panels, these are the lateral panels, are actually going to have this system of fixing to put on the walls, which is incredibly interesting if you think about it, if you don't have any effect on the face of the material, which means that you can create those panels and do this beautiful work and don't see any, hooking mechanism on the face of the material. You can see the image creating a little bit better. The logo is the face of the founder and some writings on top of it. This is another incredible project that was done in Italy. As you can see, it's a large facade that was created with Lapitec. So you are basically having two colors here. You have your basically anthracited tone, and you have your white Arctic tone, and they are used in conjunction to create this beautiful effect. The structure, while it was built, it's basically a ventilated facade substructure, and then it's a hidden anchor system that has been used. As you can see, the material is being cut to create these beautiful large window areas, and also these beautiful arches on the bottom to create this final effect. This is the installation. As you can see, the paneling that were used are extremely large. Hence, they needed to be mounted on top with special tooling. But at the end of the day, you can appreciate the final effect that creates on this beautiful monolithic structure. You can see how the slabs with this large size have been mounted on the wall, and you can see the final effect being basically what you can see here right now. So, I mean, this is the only picture that we have under sun condition, but it's very nice to see that the final effect is extremely pristine. Tonality is exactly the same, and you have this incredible monolithic final effect on the material. So this concludes my presentation. If anyone wants to go into more specific workability details, we can actually do it. But at this stage, I think it will be interesting to go through some of the questions that have arrived. So Alex, I'll leave it to you to continue, and do let me know if there's any specific question from the audience. Thank you, everyone.
Oke, thank you, Mr. Stefano.
Thank you, Ardi.
Mungkin kita masuk ke dalam proses acara section tanya jawab.
Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you for the presentation from Stefano. Okay, so we have some question here coming from the participants. Is getting exciting, more exciting, because we have a lot of question here. First one may be coming from, maybe Ardi would like to read for us. It's okay first in bahasa first, and after that you can translate in English. Okay.
Jadi bisa pertanyaan pertama, apakah bisa dijamin bahwa Lapitec itu sangat cocok dan sangat aman dalam keadaan cuaca apapun, terutama di iklim tropis seperti di Indonesia? Apakah warnanya diletakkan di outdoor itu tidak berubah warna, atau apakah bisa melengkung atau tidak? Mr. Stefano, do you guarantee that Lapitec suitable for any kind of weather and environment in tropical country, especially in Indonesia? Will the color of the product not change or fade or bend for an outdoor area?
That's a very great question. It's very important to explain this in details. So the composition of Lapitec is a composition that you will find mostly in granite minerals, which are extremely durable indoor and outdoor without any problem. The way Lapitec is created, the process of the vibrocompacting creates zero porosity. These two characteristics basically means that you can use Lapitec indoor and outdoor in every situation. We use it in tropical areas, we use it in extremely cold areas, we use it in the Middle East in incredibly high temperature. The material will not have any problem because of its mineral composition, because of the porosity basically being zero, and especially because the composition doesn't have any added color or any silica content. So it's an incredible material for a climate such as the one in Indonesia.
Okay, semoga itu bisa menjawab. I hope that Darius can answer the question from the the participant. Saya ingatkan kembali untuk teman-teman arsitek ataupun adik-adik mahasiswa, kita menyediakan merchandise eksklusif bagi Anda yang bertanya pada sore hari ini. Kita sudah masuk beberapa pertanyaan, jadi silakan bagi yang ingin bertanya, silakan masuk saja langsung di kolom chat Zoom ataupun di YouTube. And then we're gonna answer to another questions coming from Anayasa Makmur. Correct ya, Adi ya? So the question is, how is the proper maintenance? Bagaimana perawatan yang benar untuk Lapitec ini? And then if it's applied in the swimming pool, is it possible to absorb the water because it's 24 hours and 7 days a week with the water? So can you explain about that, Stefano?
Absolutely. So in terms of maintenance, the material is very strong and durable, so it can be maintained using a multitude of different products to clean it. But what we usually recommend is to use the same identical cleaning that you will use for glass. So even if it's a little, one of the reasons why we have 25 patents on the material, and we can testify that the level of porosity is so low that it can be immersed in water without any problem 24 hours a day.
Okay, thank you for the answer. So kita sudah dengarkan tadi jawaban dari Stefano bahwa material atau produk dari Lapitec ini dijamin tidak akan mengalami pudar ataupun menyerap air karena nyaris tidak berpori, ya, tidak berpori, 99% tidak berpori, jadi dijamin kualitasnya tidak akan terpengaruh oleh air kolam selama 24 jam ataupun selama 7 days a week. And then we have another question coming from Meliana Winarto. Okay, so the question is, untuk finishing yang kasar seperti Vesuvio dan lainnya, ketika dipakai di tampilan luar, ketika dipakai di luar untuk fasad dan kena debu, apakah kena hujan terus seperti di musim sekarang dalam kurun waktu lama tidak akan belang dan berlumut? Karena curah hujan di Indonesia termasuk sangat tinggi dan asam, apakah diperlukan perawatan berkala untuk Lapitec yang dipakai di fasad bangunan? So the question is about the rough finishing from Lapitec like Vesuvio, when it's got like impact with the dust and rain continuously. Won't it, the color will be stripped or getting mold or something like that?
So yeah. There are two characteristics on Lapitec that I forgot to mention. And one is that in the composition of Lapitec, there is a solution that basically avoid the creation of bacteria and mold on the surface. It's called BioCare, and basically it is a mixture, a mineral mixture that avoids the proliferation of bacteria on the surface. Again, if it's a finish that is very with a lot of movement, like Vesuvio mentioned by Alex, there might be a possibility that some of the dust will just remain on top of the little crest that you have on the material. If it's outdoor, it's extremely easy to clean because it can be actually used by just water to clean it out, and it can be used with a hydrojet of water, or simply by using detergent that you will also use for glass, like I was mentioning before. So decoloration will not happen. What you might see is that the actual sand is on top of the surface and just need to be washed out. We are more than certain about it. That's why we have a 25 years guarantee on the material.
Okay, thank you for the answer. So, semoga bisa terjawab pertanyaan dari Milenia Minarto. Garansi 25 years, guarantee for the product. Jadi 25 tahun garansi produk dari Lapitec untuk penggunaan outdoor atau fasad. Jadi cara membersihkan juga sangat gampang, katanya tadi cukup dibersihkan dengan tekanan air bertekanan tinggi ataupun deterjen yang digunakan khusus untuk membersihkan fasad di outdoor ya. Nah ini it's getting more questions coming from the participant. It looks they become more excited, so I try to collect one by one. Okay, which one first? It's quite a lot, huh? Okay, so from Fadia from ITS. Hi, my name is Fadia from Interior Design ITS. I want to ask, does Lapitec need certain maintenance? And how long does it last approximately? Yeah, please.
Well, maintenance, we already talked a little bit about maintenance, but the material, the question was how long it lasts. It means in terms of resistance, we are very certain that material will resist through time, even more than the 25 years that I mentioned. An important thing is that in terms of maintenance, again, same identical maintenance that you will do on a glass, and on a level of cleanability, if it's on a surface like a kitchen, even lightly acid solution that will help to clean out even the most difficult to remove dirt. But again, cleanability, exactly the same as you will do on a glass surface, exactly the same that you will do on a granite too. So everything in terms of strong minerals and strong materials will be perfect.
Okay, we're coming to next question, coming from Jessica C. Interior. Is there any minimum quantity, minimum quantity if we want to have like Lapitec to be customized, and how long it takes? Saya pikir ini it would be like the answer is coming from Galleri is supposed to be, but maybe Mr. Stefano can help us to answer. So if they want to be customized, and how long it would be take time?
So it really depends on the complexity of the customization. If we are talking a different tone, a different color creation, it will take usually at least, I would say, 3 weeks on an engineering of the solution. And then the actual realization might take 2 to 4 weeks. And then in terms of how the material will reach you, it's very simple because Galleri has containers and material coming their way. So it's about simply the time of the transfer that, Alex, if you have details on that from your previous experiences, that would be nice to know. But basically, creating from zero a new color will take, I would say, a total of 6 weeks. If we are talking about minor details, it will take probably 4. It's not too difficult to do little variation on the material.
Okay, so tadi sudah dijawab. Jadi tergantung, is depend on the tingkat kesulitannya ya, untuk pembuatan customize yang dibutuhkan. Dan tadi untuk memproduksi satu customized warna itu membutuhkan sekitar 6 minggu kalau nggak salah, 6 weeks to create ya slab. Okay, so we have another one coming from Hananto. My name is Hananto. Lem apa yang dipakai untuk membuat versteck? Apakah ada bahan khusus sehingga sambungan tidak kelihatan? What kind of glue that we use to making versteck? And then is there any kind of ingredient that to make that Lapitec have no like it would not the visibility of the glue will not appear.
Okay. So we do partner with different glue manufacturer, one of them being Mapei, one of them being Fila, that they actually create matching tonality. So if you're working with a bianco assoluto, you will have the correct white representation that is listed actually on our brochures. So Galleri has all the brochures for Lapitec. They are actually available for download online, and you can see different production companies of glues that will match the color tonality to it.
Okay. And then we have another one coming from Suwandi Forecast. Jika ingin membeli produk tersebut, apakah sudah ready stock di Galleri dan harus impor? Dan kalau harus impor dari luar negeri, berapa lama waktu yang dibutuhkan? Kita perlu informasikan bahwa produk Lapitec ini tersedia ya, available in Galleri. So Mr. Suwandi asking if the product is ready stock or available in Galleri. I already answered that we have some of product in Lapitec in Galleri. And then if we have to import, how long it takes from Italy arrive in Indonesia?
Well, you know, as you mentioned already, Alex, you already have stock of the material. Material is always ready in Italy. If it's it needs to be produced, usually it takes 2 to 4 weeks, depending on which colors we are producing. So then in terms of the actual shipping time, I think it would be best to ask Galleri each time, depending on the color, because they might already have it in stock. If not, I'm sure that Alex, Ardi, and the team will be able to provide you the actual timing.
Okay, so we have another one coming from Sindhu, asking about, is it safe to use like a chemical example, like the chemical product that we use for beauty clinic, because maybe they have planned to make the countertop from Lapitec and then they're selling like beauty product, something like that.
Absolutely. The material doesn't have any problem with beauty cleaning products. We tested the material with different ones and nothing happened.
Okay, so let's see, maybe the last one coming from, from Herman, Crea Architect. We found that like the competitors claiming that they are also the sintered stone in Indonesia. So what is the difference between Lapitec and between others competitors?
So the major difference is that we have a testament from the European Union that our material is what is considered sintered stone. So it has been tested at the European Union level, and the only material that has the characteristic to be considered a sintered stone is Lapitec. What are these characteristics and why it's been used by other competitor of ours, even though their material is not a sintered stone? So the basic reason is that the composition needs to be with a certain type of mineral that are feldspar, the one that I showed you before. Some competitor of ours are using the term sintered stone, but their mix is actually a porcelain mix, which is based with clay. What's the difference is that clay is not as strong as feldspar mineral, which means the material is more tense, the material has different characteristics. It's an incredible material too. I'm not saying that porcelain is not a good material, but there are differences and different uses. Also, to be a sintered stone, no color needs to be added. So competitor of ours had color, had topical printing that will hide the fact that the material is not true body and fully, basically fully sintered stone. So these two characteristics are what makes the difference. We understand that the material, the name sintered stone is very used, is becoming very popular, but true sintered stone needs to come from feldspar mineral with no added content of color or resin.
Okay, so let me have to translate in Indonesia. So jadi sudah dijawab tadi pertanyaan dari Bapak siapa, saya lupa namanya tadi. Oke. Oh ya, dari Crea Architect. Oke. Bahwa ini produk yang sangat major yang bisa membedakan adalah Lapitec ini sendiri sudah diuji di Eropa, dan kemudian juga material digunakan sama sekali tidak menggunakan pewarna tambahan ataupun resin, jadi pure minerals. Jadi inilah yang sangat membedakan antara Lapitec dengan produk yang lain. Sementara yang lain menggunakan kata sintered stone, tapi actually the ingredient they using like porcelain, jadi bahan porcelain di dalamnya. Jadi itu yang sangat membedakan antara Lapitec dengan produk kompetitor lain yang mengklaim bahwa mereka juga menggunakan sintered stone. So we have another question still coming from Gembong Raksa Kabula. Okay, please advise which one is advisable for exterior, dry system with frame or wet system dry system with frame or wet system. Supposed to be facade is more than 50 meters height. Supposed to be in dry system with frame. How is attached to your product? In line with above question, any reference for the project already built in tropical countries? Thank you.
Okay, so for references on projects, I will actually advise you to check the lapitec.com website, where there are some solutions even in tropical countries, and also ask directly to the wonderful team at Galleri. I'm sure they have some pictures of installment that they've done. And in terms of facades, specifically the height that was mentioned, we created facades to a level of 30 meters also. And what we do in cases like that is that we use even the basically hidden anchor system from Kyle or Fisher, two companies that are working also in the Indonesian market, or we use rivets, so an actual hole through the material, and then a structure, a mechanical structure, an aluminium structure that will hold the panels going up and up in the structure. I know that other systems are available in Indonesia, and we can work together with our technical department and with the technical department and Galleri to provide you with the actual details.
For this case, excuse me, Stefano. For this
Absolutely.
case, we have developed a new system, what we call hybrid system, and we have installed in a couple building in Surabaya and Jakarta. It's not so high, possibly about 15-20 meters, but it has been proven it's pretty safe and pretty reliable. What we have done is we combine the wet system, and we use a very good Italian product called Keracol grout,
Absolutely.
special grout, and then we add the bracket system that is fastened with the German Fisher fastening that you just showed just now, that doesn't go through the surface, only at the back, and being hooked to the wall with the Dynabolt construction, and it is very safe and very stable. The only catch is that on top of the wall or building, we have to put the parapet. We have to cover with the Lapitec also, which is to stop the flow of water from the rain. So we have done that, and we have all the demonstration sample in our showroom here in Indonesia. So that should answer the question. Thank you.
Okay, so let's try to answer another question also coming from another participant. It's coming from Handy from Nomad House of Idea. How much does it the weight of one slab of Lapitec? And then does the glue that has the same tone is ready stock too in Galleri? Maybe Ardi can help to answer that. So how about the weight of Lapitec?
So Lapitec in the 12 millimeter thickness, which is our standard thickness, weighs 29 kilogram per square meter, which means that depending on the panel, you will have different weight, but it's basically something more than a granite slab, but with the density that it has, 29 kilogram per square meter makes the material extremely dense, especially extremely resistant. So that will be the weight. I'll let Ardi answer the other part of the question. If he needs any help, just let me know.
Okay. So yeah, we still have enough time to answer. Okay, so this is coming from Brian. In terms of durability and density for floor covering, if it's compared to marble, slab, or terrazzo, is Lapitec more superior or inferior? If it does, scratch or crack can be repaired. Yeah.
This is a good question. So I'll answer the first part too. So if we consider that the composition is basically very similar to the harder minerals that you have on a granite, it means that it's way more resistant than a marble slab. Also, a very important difference from marble is that the material does not have any calcium carbonate content. I don't want to go too technical, but basically, if you have a marble slab and you put something acid on it, like coffee or lemon, it will create a little bit of a patina because the component calcium carbonate will deteriorate a little bit. It's the characteristic of the marble. Marble are beautiful. They are incredible for this type of application. But the material Lapitec sintered stone has definitely a higher level of resistance and can be used without any problem. So it has its higher resistance in that case. The second part of the question was regarding scratch and repair. So the material does not scratch unless you will use a diamond tool, but I hope no one uses diamond in the house. But apart from that, it can be repaired actually. Let me see, give me 1 second. I might have a little bit of an explanation on this. I'm gonna, if you give me 1 second, I'm gonna share the screen for just 1 moment.
Yes,
to show you.
sure.
Let me just do that. Just 1 second, but I think it's interesting to understand. So you should see my screen here. This is an example that I want to show you on this. These are some very technical slides that we can go through in another situation. We can actually share them too. But this is an example. As you can see here, something extremely heavy went on top of the material. I mean, basically, they dropped one of the cabinets from the top directly on the material, so it chipped, as you can see, on the corner. And then the pieces have been put together, one next to the other, and then adding a little bit of matching tone glue or basically an adhesive that has no color tonality, you can see that the slab basically became exactly as it was before. I mean, it's still worked, so there will still be some minor differences, but you see that the tonality is there, even for a complex reparation like this one.
Okay, so thank you for the answer, and maybe for Galleri part will be answered by Ardi. Nanti Ardi akan bisa menjawab, karena di sini ada yang bertanya tentang stok dari Lapitec sendiri, mungkin juga hal-hal seputar bagaimana cara pemesanannya, apakah harus inden ataukah memang bisa langsung dipesan, dan juga mungkin harganya, pilihan warna dan sebagainya. Mungkin Ardi bisa membantu menjelaskan, silakan.
Oh iya, terima kasih Pak Alex. Jadi untuk mengenai stok, kami ada ready stock, tapi jika kebutuhan kalian memiliki kebutuhan yang sangat banyak, kalian bisa menghubungi Ardi, nanti Ardi tulis di kolom chat nomornya Ardi, nanti kalian bisa menghubungi Ardi di situ. Untuk kebutuhan berapa lamanya, nanti tergantung dari kebutuhan desainnya kalian itu berapa. Jadi misalnya kebutuhan desainnya memiliki kebutuhan yang banyak, bisa langsung Ardi orderkan gitu. Untuk masalah harga dan lain-lain nanti juga tergantung dari kebutuhan desain kalian. Nanti Ardi akan menuliskan nomor yang bisa di kalian hubungi di kolom chat. Terima kasih.
Baik Ardi, terima kasih untuk penjelasannya. Jadi teman-teman sekalian, kalau ingin bertanya seputar produk nanti, karena di sini sudah ada Ardi sebagai brand ambassador untuk Lapitec, jadi Anda bisa bertanya langsung kepada Ardi mengenai stok atau kebutuhan warna yang Anda butuhkan selama untuk proyek Anda. Dan kita sudah tiba di penghujung acara kita pada hari ini. We are at the end of our event, but before we close, we need to take pictures together. So please open your camera.
Sebentar Pak Alex.
Silakan Pak.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Alex, I like to add a little bit from Galleri. Okay.
Okay.
We have been stocking Lapitec for about 9 years now. We have worked with a lot of projects, not only in Indonesia but around Asia, and we export Lapitec tops all the way to America, to Australia, and basically we have all the supplies of glue, fastening, and whatever necessary to apply Lapitec to many different surfaces, to many different purposes. We have installed in swimming pool, in walkways, indoor, outdoor. So we have quite a diverse experience with Lapitec. Okay, right now we are just trying to get more updates from Lapitec Italia. Of course, Lapitec keep on developing new thing and keep on giving us new insight about the product. For example, today we learned that Lapitec is translucent. That's a little bit surprise to us. So far, we always think onyx is the only translucent stone, and now we know that Lapitec, the lighter color, is translucent. That is going to be very, very exciting because a lot of people like to keep something a little bit more exciting, applying light. And we also have learned there is a new technology in lighting. We don't need really light. There is a pen that we can put a wiring and we can light it up. It's American product. We have been testing this for the past year, and that will get more exciting. And as a lot of people want their, like if something like in the club or something in the dark area, they want to light the walkways and something new idea. And I believe designer, architect are the most credible people to come out with new ideas to challenge us, and we always welcome that. And in Galleri production facility, we have all the CNC machinery from water jet to any other CNC 5-axis machinery, and all the production, other grooving, grinding, whatever. We have all the machinery to support your needs. So please don't be hesitate to contact us for any special project, any special requirement. We are always ready to make it happen. If we don't have it, we will search the world to make sure there is such a requirement. If possible, we will fulfill it till the best we can. That's the promise of Galleri in support of Lapitec, and we have been supported by Lapitec very, very well. We have been keep on streaming orders from Lapitec during good, bad, and better times. So please don't hesitate. Let us know. We will support your project as best we can. Thank you.
Yeah, amazing. We give applause to Pak Peter for answering the questions. Jadi Anda tidak perlu ragu lagi, ya rekan-rekan sekalian. Kami menyediakan stoknya cukup banyak dan sangat mudah untuk memesan produk ini kepada kami, seperti yang sudah disampaikan oleh Pak Peter. Dan saya hampir lupa, I almost forgot that we need to share that who is the winner for the luckiest person to get the merchandise from Galleri. So we have exclusive merchandise like this, ya, phone holder. Ini terbuat dari marble, natural marble. Saya akan bagikan kepada yang beruntung. Saya sebutkan saja di sini ya, supaya teman-teman bisa memantau. Ada yang dari Fadia dari ITS, ada Stefan dari Interior ya, Stefan dari Interior, dari Hananto, Suwandi, Sindu, Roni, Herman, apa ini? Gembong ya, Gembong dan Hendy. Mungkin ada juga yang dari YouTube juga ada. Oh, ini juga dari Zoom. Brian, Dedi Setiawan, Yuli Asri. Ada yang juga dari YouTube dari atas nama Anaya Samakmur, Oki, dan juga Azul Hakim dan Melena Winarto. Okay, so congratulations for the winners of merchandise. Bagi yang belum dapat, jangan berkecil hati, kita akan tetap kirimkan ada sertifikat untuk Anda semua. Dan kita akan foto bersama, we'll have take a pictures together with Mr. Peter and juga Mr. Stefano. This is a very exciting moment for us. So let's open all the camera, please, for a moment, and then we take a pictures, a little bit screenshot. Silakan dibuka kameranya semuanya. Iya, kita tunggu. Silakan ya. So thank you very much for all the participants who stay until the end of the event. Iya, kita akan foto bersama. Nah, ini sudah mulai dibuka satu-satu. Oke, silakan kita tunggu. Oke, kita screenshot ya. Oke, hitungan mundur. 3, 2, 1. Oke. Sekali lagi, mungkin slide yang kedua ya, atau ya slide yang kedua. Silakan. Oke, standby ya. Kita hitung mundur. Nah, ini juga di slide kedua sudah cukup banyak karena peserta lebih dari 90 orang. Kita screenshot sama-sama. 3, 2, 1. Oke, amazing. Terima kasih banyak untuk Anda semua. Special thanks to Mr. Peter as our President Director of Galleri Group, and Mr. Stefano Cristoforetti, and all the Lapitec management team for your time. Thank you for joining us in this wonderful event, Stefano. Oke. Dan untuk seluruh, untuk seluruh rekan-rekan arsitek dan adik-adik mahasiswa yang sudah bergabung, terima kasih banyak waktunya. Dan ada hadiah spesial khusus ini dari our President Director, Bapak Peter, untuk teman-teman atau adik-adik mahasiswa dari ITS dan juga UK Petra. Anda dipersilakan atau kami undang untuk melihat langsung produk Lapitec di showroom Galleri di Jalan Juanda, Jalan Mahonu, maaf. Nanti detailnya akan kami kirimkan melalui chat box. Anda dipersilakan untuk langsung datang ke showroom kami untuk melihat langsung produk Lapitec. Anda lihat koleksi kami dan juga pilihan warna, produk apa saja yang Anda ingin pelajari. Jadi ini seperti educational tour untuk Anda pelajari ketika Anda di showroom Galleri Surabaya. Oke, thank you sekali lagi. Terima kasih juga untuk seluruh tim kerja virtual architect gathering yang ketiga yang sudah bekerja semaksimal mungkin mensukseskan acara ini. Saya Alex atas nama manajemen Galleri Group dan Lapitec bersama seluruh tim kerja virtual architect gathering undur diri dari hadapan Anda. Sampai berjumpa lagi pada kesempatan yang akan datang. Selamat sore, salam sehat selalu dan sampai jumpa. See you again and goodbye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Stefano. Thank you, Pak Alex.
Thank you, Pak.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you.